After a ridiculous wait time of 2 fucking years, The Boys Season 4 is finally here. And I've gone through like 6 personalities waiting for this shit to drop. Not only that, but for some unholy reason, they decided to drop the teaser trailer 6 months before the actual release. Yay. But here we are, the most controversial season by far, and not for the reasons you'd expect. And believe me, we will talk about it. Without further ado, go ahead and pop some heads.
Not literally.
Run a train on yourself, and let's get straight into it. After what felt like an endless eon of fighting people online, I think I finally narrowed down the problem. This will be a short, spoiler-free section of the video, but we will be talking about the more pressing issues a little bit later on. Homelander is just gone. He is right on the brink of a complete mental collapse. This season, and just in the first 3 episodes, Homelander is more deranged and feels like so much more of a threat than he ever has before. He's still not full on, conquer the world psychotic, but he's getting there. Anthony Starr, once again, just knocks it out of the park with his portrayal of Homelander. He has such a powerful aura of fear that just spreads to everyone around him, myself included. Like, no one ever truly feels safe around this guy, except for Sage. And that all comes down to who's playing the character, because you can put any idiot in a cape, but no one does it quite like Anthony. Speaking of Sage, fuck me sideways, man. She's by far the most compelling villain that we've seen in The Boys since Homelander or Victoria Newman. She is the smartest woman in the world. The smartest person. And is the latest in the little group of Homelander cronies. She is the first soup we have ever seen that isn't like horrified of Homelander. And that's awesome. Like, she's conniving, she's twisted, and she plays everyone like a goddamn fiddle. And I have a very strong suspicion that by the end of the season, she's gonna wind up playing with Homelander's fiddle too. Wait, no, Newman is back and stronger than ever as a character. She's just so incredibly charismatic that you, kind of want to take her side. Sometimes, maybe. She's still pretty gray in regards to like what her endgame is. I mean, of course I know she wants to be president, but beyond that, I got nothing. I have no idea where her character is going, and I like it. Regardless of her affiliations, let's call them, you get the sense that, buried miles underneath, she actually has some good intentions. I'm really invested in the Newman story because in Gen V, it's revealed that she doesn't just pop heads. She actually manipulates blood, which is broken as fuck. The Boys dynamic is something I wish they would have done a little bit differently. Butcher is no longer at the head of the group, which is a shame. And this plotline is clearly headed in a very particular direction, one that's a bit predictable, which is the boys are going to realize that they need, Butcher leading the gang because they clearly don't know how to do it themselves. Which I'm not really a huge fan of because we already did this dynamic in season 2 and I feel like they already learned that lesson. So, I don't know, we're just gonna have to wait and see where it goes. But Butcher himself is going through a major character crisis. In case you forgot, in season 3, he watched one too many Skibbity toilets and now has literal brain rot. With only 6 months left to live, Butcher is getting sentimental in his old age. And I love where this is headed. He's actually starting to Grinch up and grow a fucking heart, which might be just what they need to finally take Vought down. The power of friendship! Huey and Starlight were kind of put in the background this new season, or at least in these first few episodes, which I am totally okay with. Or at least for Starlight, because and look, I'm not one to comment on people's appearance, but what happened? You were gorgeous. You're rich. You're starring on a hit TV show.
But this is pure compulsion. You've taken something beautiful and made it ugly.
Anyway, I have been teasing you long enough because I'm like 99% sure you clicked on this video for one particular reason.
Young man.
Oh, Frenchie, what have they done to you, my sweet boy?
Look how they mess with my boy.
Frenchie, just like any true Frenchman, is now a fruity. This has gotten people up in arms unlike any other thing we've seen. People are rapid firing words like left and woke and agenda or whatever retard vocabulary is associated with homophobia these days. Because yes, let's call this what it is. It's homophobia. And look, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here for a minute. While I do agree 100% that movies and shows are pushing this oversaturated and suffocating inclusion diversity bullshit, I don't think that applies here. If you want to know all my thoughts about this, go ahead and check out the latest video where I explain in vast detail why this is such a big problem. The main reaction that I've seen people have is that this is out of nowhere. And to that I say, my guy, are we watching the same show? Because it's pretty well established that Frenchie is way beyond giving a fuck about labels and just wants to have a good time. Or did we just completely forget that this guy exists and Frenchie's entire arc with him in season 2? And it's not like they just made that shit up either, because this is faithful to the comics. Dog, we been knew this. My boy Frenchie is in it to win it, whether it be a hot dog or a fish taco. Another huge complaint is that people wanted to see Frenchie wind up with Kimiko. Once again, it's pretty well established that their relationship goes so much further than a love couple relationship and is completely sensible to Kimiko's character. Just last season, their entire arc was coming to terms with the fact that their bond is so much deeper than just a boyfriend-girlfriend setting. They're family, they're unbreakable, they're... After losing her brother, Frenchie comes in and fills that empty spot in her life, like a brother. And unless you're on some weird Ohio shit, I don't think I want to see that. To kind of put it in a nutshell, they have the same relationship that Phoebe and Joey have that is just so much more than... Personally, I would be disappointed if they did end up going that route, because it would just be shallow and cheap and easy.
What you say?
And at the end of the day, if you genuinely care what two people do behind closed doors in their private time, well then that's just fucking weird, man.
Yikes.
I hate to say this because it's stupid, but it's 2024. You know, live and let live. If we're really gonna sit here and complain about forced and out of nowhere, I think Gen V is a much better example. Like the doctor who is making the soup killer virus, you know, we see him go home and literally he's gay. That feels forced and that feels out of nowhere because we literally see his family for like 30 seconds and then never see them again after that. Like they go out of their way to tell you that he's gay. I know I've been ranting for a while now, so I'll wrap it up with this. You are 100% entitled to your opinion, as I am to mine. If you don't like it, nobody's forcing you to watch it, but if you're not gonna have an open mind, and not about the gays, but about the show itself, then that's completely fine. Just don't sully the show with your political views and jump to conclusions when we're 3 episodes in. Because this aspect of Frenchie's character has been established and it is canon.
Let it all out.
I think I just did.
This season really leans into the political commentary a bit too much. What started off as a clear satire has now just become the thing that it was trying to make fun of in the first place. In other words, it lived long enough to see itself become the villain. Like the right-wing satire is just conspiracy-believing, murderous sociopaths, and the left wing is just great guys who can do absolutely no wrong. And that just defeats the entire purpose of doing political satire in the first place. There's blood on both sides. No side of the political spectrum is ever objectively correct. And I really feel like they should have explored the flaws of the left wing because there are flaws. I have no stakes in this. I could care less about politics. But this is pretty on the nose and just stopped being satire at all. I really do hope that they dial it back going further into the season so, you know, it can be funny again. Because I watched this show to escape from reality, not to relive it. This season is certainly, up until now, doing plenty of things right. However, there are plenty of inconsistencies as well throughout a lot of moments. Like when Butcher kills Duplicate, which makes no sense because he's a soup. Like just last season, Butcher had to shoot himself up with Bent V just to take down this loser whose superpower was just to shoot guns really well, which is basically every high schooler in America. And now he can kill soups? I don't think so. Firecracker is a pretty neat addition to the 7 because she's the one that's clearly gonna be stirring the pot and influencing the masses, which is what Stormfront was doing in season 2. However, her rivalry with Annie just feels contrived. Like she's big mad that Annie called her a fat slut or something 20 years ago. Girl, your skin would fall off if you joined a group chat with the boys. Not only that, but there's nothing about Annie's character that tells us that she was ever a mean girl. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was a beauty pageant girl who went to Christian summer camps, or as I like to call them, cults. It doesn't get more vanilla than that. Butcher just lets her go.
Bruh.
What? Did you watch your own show? Butcher would curb stomp this bitch a million times and deal with the consequences later before he would ever even think about letting her go. You know, there's plenty more and we could go down the rabbit hole, but I'll wrap it up with this. There's quite a bit, and with 2 years between seasons, there shouldn't be this many. Despite my complaints, not everything is bad so far. I'm intrigued as to how Butcher and Ryan's relationship is gonna develop and how Ryan is going to escape Homelander, if he's even going to. However, Sage has got to be the character that I'm most excited for this season. She's just such a brute force of nature that is just gonna come and fuck everything up. And I literally stan. They're on a really good path here with these characters as well as Homelander, and I just really hope they don't fumble the bag because they struck oil.
Wrangler, isn't he?
Texas nutjob. The San Antonio office had to cover up those migrant murders.
I kind of like him.
Of course, he bumps us with suburban women and white men over 50. Amazing choice, sir.
Yeah, I totally agree. He's a mensch. Did I use that word right? Mensch?
You just said he was crazy.
What I meant was we would be crazy to, you know, not bring him in.
Oh. I'm surrounded by sycophants and fucking imbeciles.
It's just that you make a lot of really great points, sir.
Deep. Blow A-Train.
A-Train is also gonna be a huge player this season. I mean, just the fact that he saved Huey's life tells you that he's gonna become an ally soon. And if that doesn't, nothing will. Deep is, Well, he's here. I feel like they haven't known what to do with Deep's character since season 2. Like, he just kind of stands around and gets his dick sucked by Academy Award winner Tilda Swinton, of all people. From what I could gather from the trailers, this is going to be the beginning of the end for the superhero revolution. Homelander is microscopic levels away from losing it. I feel like 4 is going to end with Homelander enacting world domination, and 5, which is confirmed to be the last season, sadly, is going to end with Butcher and the boys finally taking Homelander down for good. It kind of sucks that it's already going to end, but, you know, just like my boy Vision said.
But a thing isn't beautiful because it lasts. It's a privilege to be among them.
In conclusion, I liked these first 3 episodes. They're setting up some great plot lines, but are shadowed by less than perfect aspects, such as a political commentary and general inconsistencies. I'm intrigued. Definitely gonna keep watching. Clearly a lot of people won't, but such is life. More for me. If I were to rate these first few episodes, I would give them an 8 out of 10. I will be putting out a video for the next 3 episodes, sort of like this, and another video for the final 2 episodes when the season wraps up. And hopefully I'm still alive for season 5. Hit that big red button underneath, and thank you so much for watching the video. If you're one of those that raged about gay Frenchie, I really do hope you took something positive from this and didn't just burn down my comment section. Make sure to check out the latest video on the channel where I explain why real woke shit is a real problem, as well as movie reviews for Furiosa, The Fall Guy, gaming content, you name it. Follow me on social media as well so you can stay updated on the channel whenever we're gonna get new uploads, and maybe give me some ideas on what you'd like to see in the future. Once again, thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you on the next one.